Morning everybody. But in this week's episode we leave Grand Mile and go around to Prickly Bay and Weyburn Bay because we've got a few boat jobs that we're in the middle of doing and we need to finish before the sailing season starts. We go to a jam session which is really brilliant on Hog Island, and also I have started to learn how to free dive. Now Steve's really good at it, but I do have problems. But Steve is now teaching me how to free dive. I only ever snorkel, and you really get to see a great deal more when you're under the water. So anyway, enjoy the episode, and don't forget to leave us a comment, give us a like, and if you want to ask any questions, drop us an email at cordeliasv@gmail.com. Enjoy the episode, guys. We are Steve, Annette and Gus, and our tiny home is a Venus 46 Ketch. Yep, we're mad, we're crazy, and most of all we love this life, and we also love sharing it with you. Friday the 13th of October, only a couple of months and we'll all be... Christmas is coming. We think we're going to be in Antigua for Christmas, but anyway, that's a long way off yet. We've got loads of stuff to do before then. We're on our way into Port Louis to try and get some cash and dump the rubbish, and then we're coming back to the boat. I think we might have a little swim, and then after that we're popping off round to Prickly Bay. Then we're going to pick up our cushions, hopefully, but that's all over like a 2-week period. So we're just off into town. We won't be long. We're just going to get some cash or get a cucumber. I do like my cucumbers. I do like a bit of cucumber. Trish. No, you're not getting out. Didn't have any cucumbers.
No? No, it's a painting or a sticker.
Sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi guys, so we're just leaving Grand Mile going round to Prickly Bay. We've bought a couple of things from a couple of cruisers around there, just second-hand items, so we're going round to pick those up, and also this is now the last time that we'll be down the bottom of Grenada. We need to pick up our cushions later on this month, and Steve needs to do some repairs to the boat before we start our winter season and head up towards Antigua, BVI's, Puerto Rico. Steve's just bringing in the anchor chain. That has now shot up to the top of our must buy list. Really desperate. It's getting really bad, so rusty. But then it's been on the boat for 12 years, and we always, apart from on 2 occasions in the Med, we have been on anchor. So it's been in use for nearly 12 years. We need to look at the price of that. We love Chromox. We'd absolutely love Chromox, but to buy Chromox would cost us £13,500. That isn't happening. Not unless Chromox would like to come up with a deal for us. Chromox? Maybe? We'd be very grateful. Extremely grateful. Hanging like a fart. Hanging like a fart. So what happens with the chain is, as it's coming in, it goes into the anchor locker and it kind of piles up and piles up. And if it was newer chain, then it's kind of slippery. So as it piles up, it kind of falls down and then piles up and falls down and piles up. Unfortunately, because ours is so rusty, what happens is it piles up and it doesn't fall down, so it piles up and piles up, and Steve has to quickly, he has to get the broom handle and shove it in the anchor locker to knock over the pile of anchor chain.
This is us just approaching Saline Point, bottom end of Grenada. We round the point to head up towards Prickly Bay.
Do you want some wet ham? I've got wet ham because it's the only ham you can get.
Well, the main thing is, have we got butter?
Yes. If you're lucky, I'll butter both sides of the bread. Not both sides of the bread, but both sides of the sandwich.
Is it my birthday?
Oh no, but every so often a treat is deserving. Today it's Friday the 13th. It's your dad's birthday. Yeah.
My dad's birthday.
Well, I know, we're both there at the same time.
Heavenly birthday.
Yeah, he would have loved this. I'm not so sure that we would have got rid of him, would we?
No, he'd still be here. You're like a barnacle. Barnacle Bill.
We're doing 6.2.
Cordelia sells herself. Within reason, get the sails set, get them balanced.
Many, many moons ago, I was a county swimmer in the UK. However, from birth, I have always been stone deaf in one ear. And for as long as I can remember, I've always had a fear of going underwater too far because the pain is excruciating. Now, I know all about equalising. When Steve did his PADI course many years ago, he showed me what I ought to do to try and help alleviate the pain. That it never ever seemed to work. Obviously, I wasn't doing it right there. We've been in the Caribbean now for nearly 10 months, and I know that Steve sees some wonderful things when we're snorkeling. The nearer the coral and the fish you get, the more colourful they are. So I know that I need to get down a bit deeper so as I can see more and experience more. I know I'm not very deep here, but it is amazing how much more I can see. Steve and I and Gus are just off to Hog Island because they've got a jam session on there at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which we're a bit late for, and apparently they're doing food as well, so we're going to go there and just see what it's like, and if it's not our scene then we can go and take Gus for a walk whilst we're over there. It's supposed to be a lot of cruises over there, so it'd be just nice to finish off Sunday and the weekend. Anyway, come with us.
Sailboat dog?
Sorry?
Sailboat dog?
Yes.
I guess she got her lane going. Sailboat dog. See how it gets its lane
Do you want to go and hear the music?
Just go and walk around the other side.
I need a young man to draw away my village blue.
The burger was delicious, wasn't it?
Yeah, for a little snack. Just
It's not a snack. Don't keep going on about that. I'm not doing dinner at home.
a little mid-afternoon snack.
Roaring on time, you would find a young man if you wanna feel desire. Now some of my friends are worried what people may say, but I say H.A. just a number. I need a young man to draw away my village blue. Well, it looks like my age are already married, roaring on time. You would find a young man if you wanna feel.
It's still very hot, isn't it?
It is.
Well, it's the 23rd of October.
Yes, it is the 23rd of October.
And you're all sat around in the cold. Well, most of you are. Sat around in the cold and the wet.
That's not very nice. I'm not going to put that on there.
It's 34 degrees here.
It has. It's very hot, and it's meant to be winter as well. Anyway, welcome to this week's Q&A.
I'm a little bit dewy.
We got two really different questions today. Well, the first one's from Jamie J from Wisconsin.
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 Yeah. Wants to know what kind of stove we have, cooker we have. We call it a cooker, you might call it a stove. It's a Force 10 4-burner stove. We bought it, it was our very first purchase after we bought the boat, because the stove that was on here was absolutely no good. Although nobody had ever used the oven, the burners on the top didn't exist. They were just holes where the gas went like that out through it. So we decided to buy one of the best ones out there, to be honest, because we wanted it to last, and it has lasted.
Yeah, and we've got a few issues with it, but considering it's now 16 years old,
Yeah.
it's
And
really
I do
good.
cook on it. I do a lot of burning on it, but I do actually cook as in full meals. We haven't had a roast dinner for a while, but I cook. I bake cakes. I make bread. I do full roast dinners. Cook chickens, turkeys, everything with it, don't
joints of pork, joints of beef.
Yeah.
That was in the old days.
we? Very old days. We haven't had a joint for ages.
Oh
have we?
no,
So
a beef joint, not a.
yeah, a Force 10 4-burner. I've got to say, I think if I had my choice now, I would buy a 3-burner. I don't think it's necessary to have the 4 burners on the top.
Well, they do a big range of stuff, and they do a European model and they do an American model, and the American model is bigger. And this boat is an American spec boat, so the hole that it goes in is like an American sized hole. So we bought at the time the American spec Force 10.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah,
was
so
the
I bought it
reason why.
online. It was so, I want to say it was like 1,500 quid.
At the time, but
At
it's
the
been
time.
well worth it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Gimbals as well, which means that it swings. For those of you who don't understand it swings, which means that when we're sailing, it will heel as well, so nothing falls off the top. But that is another issue that we do have with it. I would stay, I think they're called fiddles. The fiddles on our Force 10 aren't particularly good. They just don't hold it strong enough, and I have seen much better versions of fiddles that hold pans, that do actually hold them. I wouldn't leave ours gimballing with a hot pan of anything on the top. But when you're on an anchor, when you're in a marina, and 99% of the time it is absolutely fine, and we love it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Jamie J.
Jamie J from Wisconsin.
Jackson Frank from Ontario wants to know, I'm going to have to read this out because this is, do we ever row? Fight. And what difficulties does
Yep.
living in a small place have on your relationship?
It's one of those things.
You
One
know,
of you's got to be in charge, and you can't be in charge all the time. So what we do is we share the who's in charge. Most of the time I'm in charge. Occasionally I let Annette hold the, just to make
take
it,
the helm.
just to make her feel a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I'm the boss.
Now, in all seriousness, yeah, of course we do row. We have. Steve can be ever so spiteful. He can be.
I can
And
be a
selfish.
horrible.
Yeah. And selfish, spiteful, selfish, and
I don't
just,
share. I'm
darn
not, I
right
just
mean.
don't. I just don't share.
No, and you're not good at sharing. You'd rather eat that whole bar of chocolate yourself, or you'd rather. You'll never give me your last Rolo. Of course we do. And I'm being serious now. He is a spiteful git.
No, let's get this straight. I am okay. I'm not denying that. But when you're both living in a very
Confined, yeah.
confined space, it is easy to get on each other's tits quite regularly. But you've got to get used to it. That's just a fact of life. You've got nowhere to hide. You can't even just go, I'm going down the shop, because it's not easy. So you have to be able to get on. And get on even when things are not going.
I gotta say
according
though, when things are really bad on the boat, I'm talking about now about it when something happens on the boat, we cope with that very well because we know each other. First of all, we have been together for 45 years now, maybe 46.
Well, you've got to have faith in the other person and confidence in the other person.
And being together, having been together for that long, you get to know somebody very well and how they are going to react or will just automatically react to things. And we've been like that for a long time anyway, haven't we? And the other thing is that I know what Steve's role is on the boat and he knows what my role is on the boat. And although we do sometimes swap that for whatever reason, because we have to, it generally speaking, I just accept what he does and he accepts what I do.
And we've fallen into that, and we joke about the pink jobs and the blue jobs. It works for us. I think it works for us.
Yeah.
Your Nan, Frost, said to me 3 years ago, the key to a successful relationship is never go to bed on an argument. Be prepared to say you're sorry, admit you were wrong. Annette struggled with that concept at times, but I picked up on it quite quickly. So, Nan Frost, you're right.
We lived on the boat before we left the UK, I know some of you are aware of this, but we actually lived on the boat in the marina and kind of got used to living in a much smaller space long before we left the UK, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we knew already what the compromises are that you have to make. Okay, we did both have jobs, so we were able to go out to work and all that at the time. But you still learn to live in that confined space and the different ways that you have to do things, making water, changing gas. So, you know, on a Sunday, right in the middle of doing a roast dinner, the gas would go, and you know, but Steve would know, I'll go out and do it. And all of those things that you learn to cope with are things that can drive people mad. You know, when we want to go and do some shopping, it's almost like a full day's event, isn't it?
Well,
drives some people balmy. But again, it's a way of life which can cause disruption, unease, if you're not used to it. So Jackson, I hope that's kind of answered your question.
Giving you a bit of insight into the world of Moran.
Nasty cruisers. Yes, we do row. Yes, we do have fights, but also we have an absolute scream, don't we?
Yes.
A lot of the time.
Mainly at my expense.
Yep, but a lot of the time. Okay, don't forget to, if you want any questions answered, drop us an email at
cordeliasv@gmail.com.
Thanks very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Kiss, kiss. Mwah.
No. What's for lunch?
Shut up, you're not. What? It's not lunchtime yet, is it?
It is. What? No. Excites me.
We'd like to welcome our latest patrons, Michelle and Kurt from Virginia in the US, and Gemma Mike from Watersham in the UK. A massive thanks to all of our Patreon and Coffee supporters. We really enjoy making our videos for you. And if you've ever wondered about becoming a patron for a sailing channel, why don't you join us? It's fairly simple. The links to both Coffee and Patreon are below in the narrative. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next week. The burger was delicious, wasn't it?
Yeah, for a little snack.
It's not a snack. Don't
like-
keep going on about that. I'm not doing dinner at home.
Like a little mid-afternoon snack.
It's not a mid-afternoon snack. It's early evening, and that will suffice for your dinner. It was a big burger with a bit of a bite to it. Look at that face, you child.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, you know how important food is to me. And then you just dick me around with, like, next thing you were telling me it came with imaginary chips. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Mother caught a flea, put it in a teapot and made a cup of tea. Milk, lemonade, round the corner, chocolates, mate.
Well, I don't need any of that. Sorry. It's a... What's the matter?
It's a burning.
Right, be quiet.
Okay.
Darn right me.
I just don't share.
No, and unfortunately he's passed that on to our daughter as well. You know, they're not good at sharing, are you? But neither, I mean, you both admit it. You're not good at sharing. I'm
Horrible
not putting that,
fuckers.
Steve. I'm not putting that in. I swear I'm not putting that in first of all. So, I don't need to keep walking around a boat shop, but Steve is quite happy to walk around a boat shop.
But if it was a clothes shop,
No.
they'd be there all day.
No, I don't now. I
Not
used
now.
to.
Now.
I used to, but
Well, there isn't one, is there?
no, but even now I don't. If one of us did want to just go and spend a bit of time, we can do that away from the other. What? Why are you laughing?
Well, I never want to be away from you.